saved too much money this year. Said no one ever. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel and another episode of 10 for Tuesday. With all the continued talk about New Year's resolutions, I wanted to put a little bit of a spin on today's topic. Yes, every year in January, people have the goals of I'm gonna lose weight, I'm gonna have a major milestone, or I'm gonna save money, get out of debt, pay off my credit card, my loans, whatever it is. With all that in mind, and the fact that YouTube is literally crawling with videos on ways to make things happen, today I wanted to talk about why things don't happen. 10 reasons why people don't save money. But wait, there's more! Today's video is actually a collab. I reached out to several fantastic financial and debt-free YouTube channels here in the community. I will have them all listed down below. Each and every one of them is awesome. I recommend you look at all of them, check them out, subscribe to them, watch their version of this, because I asked them each to come up with their own individual lists of 10 reasons why people do not save money. And I don't mean one person in particular. It doesn't have to be them or their best friend or their mom or whatever it is. Just in general, why people don't save money. What's going on? Why is it a recurring thing? Kind of like losing that last 10 pounds. Story of my life. Real quick before we jump into the list, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. We make videos here each and every week, and I'd love to see you here for the next one. All right, it's time to get real. Reasons why people do not save money. Number 1, it's just not a priority. Sure, it looks really good on your resolution list to finally pay off that credit card that you're paying more interest on than the principal. But when it really comes down to it, not a lot of people are willing to make the sacrifices and change that come with saving money. And that is whether you're saving for a house or a car or paying off debt. Either one of those situations, you have to make it a priority, because just like losing weight, it's going to take you out of your comfort zone. If you are trying to keep it a priority, maybe put a list of reasons why paying off that card will help you in the future, where that money could go. Some of my friends and people in the YouTube financial community actually have a picture of their house with like a mortgage tracker, and every time they pay off more of their house, they can color more of that picture in. Figure out a way to make it a priority, because if you don't make it a priority, you will not stick with it. Saving money, weight loss. They're kind of the same, except calories are dollars. Number 2 is they fear making a budget. And I never encountered this in my own personal life. It wasn't until I was helping out other people. I never thought about being scared of making a budget and seeing where your money goes. But a lot of people would say to me, I want to pay off this loan, I want to get out of all this debt, it's just taking over my life. And then I say, oh, did you make a budget? Oh, no, I could never do that. I don't have the time to do that. If you don't make the time to budget out where your money is going, how are you ever going to get ahead with it? Because unless you get real lucky, you're not just going to get an avalanche of money to pay off all your problems. You have to know where your money is coming so you can tell it where to go and make it work for you. And I highly recommend just YouTube searching like how to budget or budgeting for beginners. There are people out there who can show you and even offer free templates on how to budget your money. I actually have a video called Budgeting for Beginners. I will put it up above in the cards and down below, so I don't promote 2 videos at once. As a first-year teacher, one of my biggest questions I get is, how's the money? Can you still budget a first-year teacher's salary? So I actually sat down and I went through all the numbers. I shared everything with you. So I do also have a video on how to budget a first-year teacher's salary, so you can see how I do it, how people in the community do it. They help you out every step of the way, and definitely look into free budgeting templates. Number 3 is they also fear looking at their debt situation. A lot of people will tell me they're in debt, and I'll say, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. How much? Oh, I don't know. And I don't get how you can't know. Is it like the people who were scared to get on the scale but want to lose 30 pounds? I don't know if there's a correlation there, but if you don't look at where you stand with your current debt, how are you going to set the foundation to get you out of that hole? Does that make sense? You have to know where you start to get to where you want to be. And you don't have to tell anybody this. If you are embarrassed of your finances and your debt situation, you don't owe it to anyone to tell them that. That can be completely your personal and private business. I recommend you make it your private business. But if you are looking for some inspiration, there is a girl here in the YouTube community. Her name is Sarah. Her channel is Budget Girl. She is why did I do this? Am I showing her name here? I'll try to show your name here. I don't know. But Sarah is no longer in debt, but when she was kind enough and brave enough to put her debt number in the title of each and every video. And I watched that girl go from over $25,000 in debt down to nothing. And I give her so much credit for being so open about it. And again, she is not currently in debt, but I highly recommend looking up her videos and then just going into her older ones, and you can clearly see she shared her budget report. She shared how she climbed out of debt. And she didn't have an extravagantly large salary. She didn't have a husband helping put money into her debt. She just did it on her own. Slowly and gradually, she got her way out of debt. So once again, keep it private, but do not fear looking at your debt situation because it will set your foundation of where you want to go. Number 4 is they do not have that home support to save money and budget. If you want to save money, but your husband or your kids aren't on board, you are less likely to save money and make it a priority that you will stick to. Maybe go to your significant other and tell them, hey, I want to pay this off so we can finally go on our dream vacation. Or I want to pay off these loans so we can start saving for our kids' college fund or whatever it is. Tell your spouse why you're doing it, and hopefully that will encourage them to keep supporting you, make changes of their own, and help you get to where you want to be faster. Now, I am clearly not married yet, but if you are and you are watching this, let me know if you tried to save money or get out of debt and how helpful it was if your spouse or significant other did get on board and help you, or how difficult it was if they didn't. Number 5 is that they are not willing to cut the small stuff. When I was trying to save money and live out of cash envelopes and was living on unemployment, I did have to cut the daily trips to the coffee shop, going to the hair salon. I even did my own haircuts a few times. Dinners out didn't happen as often, and girls' night to get a glass of wine happened in the comfort of my home. But those small things did add up. So if you are trying to save money, look into the value of cutting the small things, because eventually they will add up to big amounts of money saved. For example, did you know if you save $1.50 a day, you'll have just shy of $500 in your savings account at the end of the year? $1.50 a day, $500 at the end of the year. Imagine how much that would be if you saved a Starbucks a day. It'd be a lot more than $500. Number 6 is that they do not visualize the big picture. Just like cutting the small things once or twice, think of how much money you'd save if you kept doing it over and over again. And then think, what would happen if my family and I cleared out the freezer and had just freezer meals or pantry meals for a week? What would we do with that extra money? How could I save on my gas? How could I save on these bills? Visualize the big picture that making all those cuts on the small things will bring you. Having a no-spend month, packing your lunches, making your coffee, going out less often, not having impulse spending. If you visualize the big picture, and I keep doing this, but if you visualize the big picture, you will be more likely to continue having those small savings habits inspire you to keep going because you've got the big picture in mind. Number 7 is that they let stress and anxiety dictate impulse spending. When you've had a rough day and you come home and then you find out in your email there's a semi-annual sale somewhere and you've just had the worst day, so you say, you know what? Screw this, I deserve this. That's my favorite one. I deserve this. And you jump on your computer and the next thing you know, you've spent a couple $100s on things you never needed or even knew you wanted, coming to your door and charged on your credit card. Instead, find ways to channel your stress and anxiety to do activities that don't involve spending or swiping your credit card. Going for a walk, calling a friend, doing a workout, just getting outside of your office or your space that's making you stressed out. From the girl who used to let impulse spending dictate her life a little bit more than she should, take it from me, you do not need those things from the Bath & Body Works semi-annual sale. You've got enough clothes in your closet. You could probably give some away and still have enough. Do yourself a favor. Do not click the submit and confirm button and buy a bunch of things you don't need when you've had a bad day. Number 8 is they fear not looking well off or happy. I like to call this the Instagram effect. It's kind of like the 21st century Jones family. You want to look well off and happy. You know, you're an adult, you've got this great job, you want to look happy, but you're in the same sweater that your friend saw you in last week, so you can't post that picture on Instagram. You've got to go out and get a whole new wardrobe, maybe do your hair, buy some new makeup, because you've got to look really, really well off. I'm not a big Gary Vaynerchuk fan. I do like him, but one of the biggest things that he said that stuck with me when it comes to spending is do not buy things that you don't need to impress people you don't even like. If your friends really are your friends, do you think they care if you're going to post a picture in the same sweater they saw you in yesterday? And if they really were your friends, wouldn't they know if you were happy or not? You probably couldn't use social media to fool them. Either way, I'm not going to go off on a rant, but do not think that you have to look happy or well off on social media, and don't let those pressures push you in to going and buying a whole new wardrobe so you can snap 3 pictures that you're going to filter anyway and put on the internet. Number 9 is the YOLO way of thinking, and for those of you that don't know what that means, that's my cat feeder. YOLO is the you only live once mentality, and a lot of people, particularly millennials, I'm sure many others as well, YOLO pushes you to do things like booking a flight to a country when you maybe don't have the money to do so, getting that tattoo because you're friends and you had a great night and you want to remember it forever, simply doing something that you really didn't have a lot of interest in yesterday, but today it's the most important thing in the world. YOLO, you only live once, go ahead and buy it. I do agree and understand that we only live once, but really you should YOLO within your budgeting limits. Do not put yourself further in debt to get that tattoo that you're going to want to get removed in a year or 2. Or don't go skydiving because your best friends want to, but you don't have the money to pay for it and you're terrified of heights. YOLO, oh no. Did I really just say that? And the number 10 reason why people do not save money year after year, they have set no goals or milestones for their finances. So think about the big picture. You want to pay off that $10,000 credit card. Don't just think in the mindset of, I want to pay off that card. Think, okay, this month I want to pay off, an extra $100 off the principal. Then maybe the next month, $150. Set small goals for yourself. It'll keep you motivated, inspired, and more importantly, it will keep it a top priority for your finances. Anyway, those are my top 10 reasons why people do not save money year after year after year. Once again, we are not singling any one person out, but if you can think of any other reason that should be added to this list, let me know down below in the comments. And once again, this is a collaboration with many other fantastic channels. Check them out down below in the description box. And if you yourself have any requests or recommendations here for 10 for Tuesday, topics you'd like to see covered on a Tuesday upload, let me know down below in the comments as well. Other than that, happy savings, happy new year, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!